Thank you so much for joining us, Anthea. We did have some private credit extension numbers for July coming out on that front. Talk us through the kind of numbers that we did see coming out and what kind of trend we are seeing.
Well, yes, we saw the private sector credit extensions coming out and increasing by 400 million over the month of July. That takes us to a total of 48 billion that's currently in issue. That's an increase of about 0.8% month on month and 13.2% up year on year.
Looking at the households, we did see a bit of an uptick on that front in terms of credit extension. Would you say that these numbers are indicating a rather broad recovery within consumers?
Yeah, no, especially on the individual side, we saw that number increasing by 270 million. We're seeing a huge increase in installment credit, up 21%. Year on year for July. That's on the back of increased demand. The economy was stimulated quite a bit by heavy government spending coming up to end of last year, beginning this year. So that is definitely still filtering through into the economy, still increasing demand and still stimulating it a bit further. That is also coming through in the vehicle sales figures that we saw for July that were also up 17.7% on a 12-month rolling basis.
Looking at some of the companies out with some news, we had Bidvest and Namibia out with a voluntary announcement really saying that quota allocations to previous quota holders, including NamSov, an indirect subsidiary of Bidvest Namibia, have been significantly reduced. What does this all mean for the company going forward?
Yeah, well, Bidvest reported results about 2 weeks ago with revenue up about 40% and the bottom line, the profits up about 18%. This was mainly backed by the fishing division. The fishing division contributed, I think, about 85% towards the bottom line. Now, the problem comes in with the fewer allocations. We're going to see contracting margins, and this could definitely affect the whole company's profitability.
And another company out with results was Oryx Properties, declaring a distribution of 66.25 cents in the current year, well, June 2012. What did you make of their numbers?
Well, the revenue that they reported was more or less in line with our expectations, but we did see that profit after tax did come down quite significantly by about 60%. That being said, their distribution growth is still up about 9%, and they seem to be doing well.
Well, that's where we have to leave it. Thank you so much for joining us. That was Anthea Angermund. She's the research analyst at IJG Securities.